What's a law that should not be a law? In my state, our Public Service Commission approved an additional fee on power bills for homeowners who install solar panels. Not necessarily a law, but still shouldn't exist. My home state has a police branch that deals with alcohol laws, called ALE, Alcohol Law Enforcement, and they're the absolute fucking worst. We had one come talk to a class I was in, and he was bragging about how they had so much funding that they ran out of shit to do, so they started breaking up illegal gambling at senior bingo nights. He thought it was hilarious, but my blood was fucking boiling. Imagine getting kicks out of bullying 90 yos participating in one of the only hobbies they have left. Civil asset forfeiture. Law enforcement can seize money or property on suspicion of it being connected to criminal activity. It's then your responsibility to prove that it's not illegal, which requires paying a lawyer, going to court, etc., which can many times cost more than the seized property. Still technically a law, in Vermont, women needing false teeth must first get permission from their husbands to do so. No longer a law, so maybe not super on topic, but until very recently, like 2010 or something, in France a father could take his children abroad if he wished. But a mother had to have written consent from her husband to do the same. Same goes for in Russia and Ukraine, my friends tell me, even when they are not married and mother has custody, so I'm told. Example, one of our friends wants to take her daughter to Germany to see a cousin. The estranged father won't give permission, so kid is stuck. Edit, because people keep asking if I live in various US states. I live in Ireland, for the record. It's a minor one, but here it's illegal for stores to sell alcohol after 10 p.m. I finish work at 10, so if I want to have a few beers at home after work I can't unless I bought them in advance. Yet I can finish work and go straight to a pub and drink until closing time. Makes no sense. It is illegal to mispronounce Arkansas, while in the state of Arkansas. In many states, if you are killed at your place of employment, even due to gross or literally criminal negligence on the company's behalf, your family cannot take your employer to court for wrongful death. The workman's comp gets paid out and that's the end of it, effectively making it a kill tax. In Tennessee, where I live, it's illegal to shoot a whale from a moving vehicle. We're a landlocked state. Not being able to pump your own gas in Oregon. Drove through there once and the gas attendant came running from inside the store. He was like, I am not getting a $5,000 fine again. Then proceeded to pump it for me. Poor guy had to pump all the cars, and still attend the market inside the gas station by himself. This was in Eugene, Oregon to be exact. In South Carolina, when approaching a blind intersection in a motor vehicle you must discharge a firearm 3 times into the air to warn horse traffic. Not enforced, but technically still a law on the books. There are still municipalities in the US that have criminalized more than a certain threshold of adult women from living together without any adult men, because obviously the only thing they could be doing together is running a brothel. Not sure how many of them are enforced by the actual local law enforcement, but there's universities that don't allow sorority houses for this reason. I'd like to go to Washington, where it's illegal to do this, and harass Bigfoot for being the giant hairy smelly ass fraidy cat bitch that he is. Philippines, you have to be 18 to buy a condom without parent supervision. Blue laws are stupid and only based on religion. I really can't buy a beer on Sunday because Jesus won't approve. Liquor and beer should be sold at the same hours tbh. Never understood why you can buy a 24-pack of beer at 10 p.m. but can't buy a small 11 ounces whiskey. I got arrested for giving homeless people care packages with food/water, deodorant, socks, toothbrush/paste. I'm not saying I told the officer to go fornicate with himself and I was going to keep feeding the homeless. Not that it matters now, but I was part of the reason the 11th Circuit Court ruled that feeding the homeless is a form of expressive conduct protected by the First Amendment. Wherever that cop is, I hope he is fornicating himself hard with a rusty fork. In the UK there is a law that is so outdated that no one bothered to change it, and it is not taught in law schools or in police training, but it is still technically against the law to carry a fish in suspicious circumstances. Not American and not specifically a law, but the plea deal scheme and for-profit prison combo. As a lawyer, seeing that bullshit go on in any place is completely absurd. For-profit prisons need to be eradicated completely. Of course, we have so many reoffenders when there is almost no rehabilitation. Costs for the welfare of prisoners are constantly cut to pay the people in charge more money, and prisoners are left with next to nothing when they're released. Unless you're fortunate enough to have a good support system and were able to maintain your mental health upon your release, you're pretty much fucked. In several states there are clauses to left laws that include possession in any manner, even unbeknownst to the individual. Many people are jailed and charged with major felonies just because they purchased legally something that was acquired illegally. The states that have these laws tend to call the charge theft by possession without the intent to deprive, and depending on the value of the item in question, this can range from a Class 1 felony to a Class 3 misdemeanor. Oftentimes people charged with this are unable to prove to a jury or a judge that they had no intent to deprive, and so many people get stuck with major charges just because someone didn't know the property they bought was stolen. In Alabama it's illegal to walk around with an ice cream cone in your pocket due to way back in the days where horses were the common mode of transportation. People would steal the horses by attracting them with the ice cream in their pocket while the person claimed, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that," when they truly did. That is no longer relevant to society, and that law should be taken out. In Virginia, homeowner associations can legally put a lien on your house and cause foreclosure due to unpaid dues. HOAs are scum. Counter fees and convenience fees, charging people money to accept their money, shouldn't be allowable by law. It's illegal to distill your own alcohol, it should be allowed. And I completely understand if that includes safety regulations, since crappy stills can explode. But it's legal to grow the ingredients. It's legal to own a still. It's legal to distill things like essential oils in that still. It's legal to drink alcohol. It's legal to brew your own beer or make your own wine. It should be legal to distill your own liquor. Any law that requires a woman to get her husband's consent. I hate these so fucking much. Here in Brazil, a woman can't do the procedure to not have babies, don't know the word in English, without the consent of her husband. Meanwhile, a man can just go in and snap away without anything else but a "do you want to?" Even with the consent from the husband, there's still a shit ton of requirements to do the procedures, and I hate it so fucking much. I'm male BTW. Even if it is legal between the two states you are traveling between, if the federal law makes it illegal, you cannot transport it over states' lines. For example, it doesn't matter state A says weed is legal and state B says weed is legal, if you travel over the border from A to B it's a crime because of federal law. Not being able to buy health insurance across state lines. Allowing this won't fix the bulk of the problems, but it would help until there is a better solution. Restrictions on Medicare negotiating prescription drug prices. Again, it doesn't fix everything, but it would help. It could pass as a standalone item with no amendments, but nobody wants to make the system better. Everybody wants a total rewrite in their own image, so it doesn't get done. Laws that allow doctors and medical facilities to charge different patients different amounts depending on their insurance company and status. A simple law that requires each facility to charge only one price for a specific procedure would eliminate so much confusion. Whatever the lowest negotiated price is for any insurance provider is the price that has to be charged for all, and posted on a website. Right now, if you are looking at two identical plans from two companies with the same premium, you have no idea which will cost you more because you have no idea what your portion will actually be, since they have different discounts. Laws that allow virtually unrestricted contingency fees. There should be regulation here because lawyers get too much money, particularly on class action suits, where the injured parties get peanuts. You get 3x medical for pain and suffering. Your doctors get 1/3. Your lawyer gets 50%, 40% plus costs incurred, which can be as much as 10%. You are left with 17% or, in the case of a class action lawsuit, a coupon. If any industry needs regulation, it is the ambulance chasers. It's illegal in Alabama to walk with the ice cream in your back pocket. I mean, why is this a law? It should be common sense. Patriot Act allows the government to tap the phone without a warrant, along with a bunch of other data gathering stuff. Female rapists can rape a man or underage boy, get pregnant, and collect child support. The law of sine and cosine. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe if you are interested in more Reddit content. See you in next video.